Welcome to 3DLANES number 52. I am recording very late this time, and this one marks a year since I have been doing this. I think I might have missed uh, a week at the very beginning, but otherwise, I have been pretty consistent week in and week out, trying to put an episode out every week. Hopefully, I am getting better at transmitting the message and the information that I find during my assignments and the interesting things that I encounter or come across. I always try to give good, insightful information, stuff that I have not seen out there, and I try to make it an episode. This episode will be audio only, so don't look for the pictures that I've been putting lately, at least in Spotify and YouTube. I think you can find those. I don't think it translates well on Apple Podcasts. I don't think there's video support in Apple Podcasts, but today we will be talking about something related to IT management, and this is smart packaging, or NFC, which is near field connectivity, or near field connection or connectivity in products, we could call it, but we're gonna focus it on the watch industry, and also digital product passports, which is blockchain based. Think of it kind of like how crypto operates, right? So I'm not going to be talking about smartwatches when it comes to NFC, but also how is it possible to use on the old school watch world, the watch industry. Um, so if we start with smart packaging, NFC, which is called like digital twins, and the blockchain based digital product passports in the watch industry, the current state of the implementation is that uh, the luxury watch industry has made, believe it or not, significant steps towards the adoption of blockchain based digital product passports. And honestly, I never thought of it in a way, in the way that I'll portray it here. I always thought that it was, something digital, but I didn't know it has a specific name for the actual step in the operation that we'll be talking about. But it's basically uh, it transforms how authentication, ownership, and the supply chain transparency, it's kind of like starting to operate. I don't think it's that is that widely adopted yet, but we're getting there. This represents one of the most advanced implementations of blockchain technology outside of the fashion and jewelry sectors. So some of the leading brands, uh, or leading brand implementation, and some of them that have established themselves as pioneers in the space, it's Breitling, and they became the first luxury watch brand to extend blockchain technology to all of its watches starting October 13th of 2020. So they've been doing it for around 5 years, and they partner with Ariani, I think it's how you say it, but they provide blockchain secure digital passports to every new timepiece that they issue. And each watch comes with a warranty card, a QR code that owners can scan and access their digital passport and claim an NFT. This grants access to brand services, including warranty programs, repair process tracking, and options for extended warranties and theft insurance. So it's basically claiming that you own the watch. And NFT stands for non-fungible token, by the way, if you didn't know that, is a unique digital identifier that is recorded on a blockchain that serves as a certificate of authenticity and proof of ownership. And if you don't know what blockchain is, think of it like a network of computers, right? So it's a bunch of computers, or think about people with a notebook. Let's say 10 people with a notebook. So as a transaction gets done, uh, each person writes that transaction on their notebook, and all the notebooks have to have the same information, right? Because that's how the blockchain basically operates and keeps everything grounded and truthful. So there's no way that you're going to modify one of the notebooks because the other 9 will tell you the truth of if that transaction happened or not, because everything is connected. So that's the most basic idea that I can give you. And another brand that has used this technology is Vacheron. They entered the space in 2019 as the Richmond Group pilot for blockchain certification. And they expanded the program to all timepieces by the end of 2021. Again, through Oriani technology, the brand created the Hour Club. And this is an exclusive digital client platform where Vacheron watch owners can authenticate their timepieces, access exclusive content, and facilitate secure ownership transfers. And each digital passport has technical details, ownership history, and warranty information following the watch throughout its life, even through successive owners. So when you sell the watch, you transfer that passport to the next owner. And Panerai launched a digital product passport for all watches purchased from October 3rd, 2023. Also through Ariane technology, owners access the digital passport at boutiques or by scanning a QR code on the warranty card. And this gives them access to the PAM Guard, a community platform where clients can access watch information, check history, transfer the digital passport to a new owner, just like Vacheron, and extend their international limited warranty up to 8 years. Now, Rolex, they're trying to do something different, but this is, at the time of this recording, patent pending, and it's a watch certificate system filed with the World Intellectual Property Organization. This was done in August 2024. And Rolex blockchain-based authentication system uses NFT chips integrated with security keys to store personal and watch-related data. The system also allows owners to scan a chip card that contains an NFC chip or QR code via the smartphone, and this helps them register the watch and obtain a digital certificate of authenticity with all the information stored on a blockchain and generated as an NFT as proof of authenticity and initial ownership. Notably, Rolex approach avoids requiring users to download third-party apps or create user accounts that could be susceptible to security breaches and lose information there. Ulysse Nardin became the first luxury watch manufacturer to offer blockchain certification for all collections by storing digital signatures of physical warranty certificates in encrypted hashes on the blockchain. This is different than when we said that Breitling was the first luxury watch brand, to extend blockchain technology, because the difference with Ulysse Nardin is that they offer blockchain certification, right? So this is just a certification for all the collections, and this for the warranty cards. So what's next? The technological architecture. So the implementation of smart packaging with NFC and blockchain creates a layer authentication system, which is helpful for the customer, I think, at the end of the day. NFC, near field communication, again. If I said it wrong before, I apologize, but it's near field communication. So this chip's integrated into packaging or warranty cards serve as the physical entry point. When tap into a smartphone, then these chips can connect to blockchain stored data, through QR codes or direct NFC reading. And let's see. The blockchain layer typically utilizes either the Ariane protocol, which is used by the brands that I previously mentioned, which is Brightlink, Panerai, Vacheron, or the brands could use a proprietary system like Aura blockchain used by LVMH, luxury watch brands including um, Hublot or Hublot, Tag Heuer, and Dior. These systems create unique digital identities for each watch that cannot be replicated or altered, with all modifications requiring network consensus. So the digital twin functionality in the watch context represent comprehensive digital records of physical timepieces. So basically, instead of having paper records of the watch, you have it as a digital record in the blockchain and it cannot be altered, right? So that's the benefit of it. A piece of paper anybody can forge, but the blockchain, it's hard, really, really hard to modify. These digital twins capture materials used, manufacturing details, artisan involvement, inspection checkpoints, all the details of the watch, all the steps that it has taken. And for Breitling system, at least, the digital passport provides access to a complete digital ecosystem for managing watches across their lifetime, from ownership verification to repairs, service, and insurance management. Um, I think the best case and the benefits, the current benefits, are authentication and anti counterfeiting. A funny story: I went to Vietnam for work, and in like you know, I don't know if it's downtown, but like the market in the center of the city, where you see like people selling on the streets and stuff like the fruit or coffee shops and stuff like that, you would have glass cases full of watches, Rolex watches or high, like really good brand, quote unquote brand watches, right? But again, these are obviously fake, and anybody could buy one of those. But at the same time, you know, or you might think, well, you know that it's fake, right? Unless you don't know about watches, then they might fool you. But at the same time, they're not selling it for a lot. But this counterfeit watches are getting so good that it's so hard to identify nowadays, that this might be the solution to that. These digital twins, or the smart packaging and all that stuff. That's probably going to be the way to identify these. And I'll get into that a little later, but I guess the primary current application is eliminating the risk of counterfeiting watches. Again, traditional paper certificates are easily forged, but the blockchain creates immutable permanent records that cannot be deleted or modified without network consensus. When a potential buyer scans an NFC chip or QR code, they instantly verify authenticity against the blockchain ledger. So you're saying, "This is my watch. I own it." It's kind of like set in stone, kind of almost, right? Until you sell it. But this transforms verification from requiring expert watchmakers to using a simple smartphone scan. Another benefit is the supply chain transparency. You get to see where the materials come from, all the steps that the watch took throughout the whole supply chain. Warranty and service management. Breitling system demonstrates how blockchain passports streamline warranty administration. Digital passports contain warranty details that automatically track expiration, can be extended. It can facilitate efficient communication between customers and authorized repair centers. Service history automatically updates on the blockchain when repairs are performed. At authorized centers, create a complete maintenance log. So, for example, you have a watch that has like a fatal failure, right? Like, I don't know, something that could really go bad, right? As soon as you make that repair and the watch comes back with the improved, or let's call it the watch had a recall, or in the sense of a car, when a car has a recall, this would be a better way to keep track of what repairs were done to that car. Let's say, for example, my Toyota Sienna right now has a recall for the middle seats, that if you crash in a high speed crash, right, then the welding of those seats can break and might not be safe. So after they perform that fix, then it gets stored in the blockchain instead of you having to keep uh, records, paper records, right? So that's the benefit of this. Pre-owned market authentication and ownership transfer. That's another benefit. Perhaps the most significant practical benefit emerges in the secondary market, with a digital passport can be instantly transferred to new owners through smart contracts. Vashon, for example, allows current owners to click change ownership in their app, generating a QR code that the new owner scans, instantly notifying the brand of the change while keeping both parties' identities confidential. Panerai system similarly enables safer secondhand purchases by documenting complete provenance and ownership trails. This simplifies resale, increases buyer confidence, and preserves watch value. Critical factors given that pre-owned sales represent nearly 1/3 of the 75 billion luxury watch market. But at the same time, you won't have to list your watch as uh, no box, no papers. In this case, you can only list it as no box because the papers are digital. So easier, way easier. Insurance and claims processing. Blockchain records provide insurance companies with tamper-proof documentation of ownership, authenticity, service history, and condition. This speeds up the claims processing and reduces the fraud in both loss and theft claims and repair coverage. Regulatory compliance. I guess Europe is making these digital passports a thing as of December 18th, 2024, and they're entering into force in January 7th of 2025, meaning this year. But this was more focused on batteries and other sectors, but I think it's going to start picking up in the luxury market. I'm not sure if it's completely done. I don't think so, but that's just the information that I currently have. Future uses could be enhanced anomaly detection by AI, meaning you put it against, I don't know, like an AI tool, and it might tell you if there's anything that's wrong with the watch, if it needs service. It could again analyze the movement, service frequency anomalies, or unexpected geographic relocation suggesting theft or diversion. Predictive algorithms could flag components sourced from unauthorized suppliers before they enter manufacturing. Issues within the supply chain, I guess. But one that caught my attention was the circular economy and product recycling. Sorry, this one, you would be kind of like, how would you recycle the a product, in this case a watch, that you don't use anymore? So in this sense, you take your watch that it doesn't work, or it's a cheap watch, maybe, I don't know, many different cases that we can think of. But let's say the watch has an end life. It's at the end of its life, and then you take it back to the vendor, or for remanufacturing. But it could create a reverse supply chain, and this could be an incentive because the brand could give you credits, or you know money back for your watch, or store credits, something like that. But they can reuse the components, remanufacture, or recycle. And in practice, this means that watch owners could potentially transfer ownership tokens to certified recyclers, and this would trigger automatic compensation through smart contracts upon verified recycling completion. So when the recycling is complete, then you get tokens back, or some sort of credit. Um, Next is, this one's interesting because it's an idea that floats around watch forums, watch groups, tokenization, and fractional ownership of a watch, meaning a bunch of people pile up money to buy a watch and then they just get a fraction of it and rotate it throughout the week. That could be done with this, right? Uh, Next is enhanced sustainability verification. In this case, beyond basic material sourcing tracking. So the blockchain could help or enable a comprehensible sustainability impact measuring system. So the digital passport could document carbon footprint calculations for each watch, for the people that, or the brands that are really are want to be carbon neutral. This would definitely help them out when it comes to achieving those goals. I think after all this information, the main question that remains is, how is this being implemented, like in in the actual timepiece, right? Without having to physically check the watch. I don't think there's a way yet to say that there's something attached to a watch that it can be instantly recognized when you scan it. I know sometimes that could be easily forged an electronic signature, but there's nothing like that yet besides the serial number of a watch. Um, the primary implementation right now, it's warranty card based. Most brands currently use warranty cards as the physical anchor. Breitling, Vacheron, and Panerai all follow this model. Each new watch comes with a validated e-warranty card featuring a QR code printed on the card itself. And when it gets scanned, the whole process starts. But Breitling puts it as a one scan, one click. The advanced implementation of NFC chips and warranty cards could be, Rolex and some other brands have upgraded to NFC, near field communication chips embedded in the warranty card itself, but it still uses the warranty card. Uh, yeah, this is using mainly the warranty card. A unique implementation is laser engraved QR codes inside the watch. I don't know. Actually, Bulgari use this. They represent a different approach with its ultra luxury Octofinissimo Ultra collection. And rather than relying on external packaging, Bulgari laser engraves a QR code directly onto the ratchet wheel inside the watch movement. So this visible through the transparent caseback. This QR code, when scanned, provides access to the NFT and the Aura blockchain consortium, simultaneously serving as both an authentication method and providing access to digital art associated with the timepiece. This is one of the few examples where technology is physically integrated into the watch itself. I was about to say that there's no examples of this, but I am wrong because I actually had this information here. But Hublot uses AI visual recognition, surprisingly. It's AI imaging recognition rather than physical chips or codes. The system uses a smartphone camera to recognize the unique microstructure of the watch components and materials, similar to facial recognition technology. Clever. This means no QR code, no NFC chip, and no physical modification needed. The watch's own unique material fingerprint becomes the authentication vector. The captured data is stored as an NFT on the Aura blockchain consortium. Again, Rolex with the patent pending approach, potentially with embedded chips. I guess it suggests a future evolution, an NFT chip that may be embedded within a separate card connected to the watch. I don't know how they will connect it. I don't think this is done yet. But the patent describes a watch certificate system where the chip, either built into a card with a QR code or utilizing NFC, will be linked to the watch, storing owner information, watch specifications, security keys on the blockchain. Rolex emphasizes this approach avoids requiring users to download third-party apps or create accounts like we spoke before, because that could be susceptible to to security breaches, stealing your information. But this remains in patent stage and nothing is finalized yet. So the other item is the serial numbers, right? And that's how everything gets anchored nowadays. You provide or are automatically recognized by the serial number of the watch. This serial number is recorded on the blockchain alongside ownership information. The blockchain creates an immutable record that cannot be altered or duplicated. The connection is permanent. Even if the warranty card is lost, the serial number remains engraved in the watch and can be used to re-register or transfer ownership of the watch. So that's where this technology is at, and that's where it looks like it's heading, right? Like there's other ways to apply this, like AI, uh, quote unquote, facial recognition of the watch, or like what uh, Bulgari is doing with the Octofinissimo. That's those are too clever and maybe steps forward with this technology. That's what I have. Sorry I didn't record last beginning of the week during the last weekend, but here we are. I was sick. I would not have dared to talk at that time, especially with that voice. But here we are, week 52, end of the week almost. I hope this finds you well. 1 year of 30 lanes. We should do something to celebrate, but we might not. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your time listening to this podcast and my rambling. Thank you so much. See you next time.